Level 1. The Notebook. You're a normal high school student. Not the most popular, not the most invisible either. Just someone who goes unnoticed. You go to class, you go home, you eat in front of the TV, you do your homework, and you start over. But there's one thing that bothers you more than anything. Every night, watching the news, you see the same story. Criminals arrested, criminals released, trials that drag on for years, victims who never get justice. The system is slow, justice is blind, and you watch it all from your room, powerless. Until that Tuesday afternoon. You leave school a little later than usual. You decide to take a shortcut. A small alley that almost no one uses. The walls are covered in old graffiti. The ground is littered with cigarette butts and empty cans. In the middle of the alley, there's an old wooden bench. And on that bench, a black notebook. Perfectly placed, as if it was waiting for someone, as if it was waiting for you. You walk slowly. You look around. No one. You pick up the notebook. The cover is strange, deep black leather. And on the cover, 2 words written in white letters. Death Note. You frown. You've heard that name somewhere before. A manga, a movie, an urban legend. You open it. The first page contains rules. Ancient handwriting, almost calligraphic. The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die. You smile. It's obviously a joke. A cosplay, a prank, a hidden camera. You keep reading. If the cause of death is not specified, the victim will die of a heart attack. Death will occur 40 seconds after the name is written. You close the notebook. It's ridiculous, but you still slip it into your bag, out of curiosity. Level 2. The first name. That night, in your room. The notebook is on your desk. You stare at it. You know it's impossible. Notebooks don't kill people. It's absurd. But a small voice in your head whispers, "What if?" You turn on your computer. You go to a news site, and you see an article. A rapist. His trial has been going on for 8 months. The evidence mysteriously disappeared. His lawyers say he'll be released within the week. The photo shows a smiling man. Marcus Webb. You look at the screen, then the notebook, then the pen next to it. It's stupid. It's completely stupid. But you want to test it, just to see. You pick up the pen. You write slowly on the first page. Marcus Webb. Then you wait. 10 seconds, nothing. 20 seconds, nothing. 30 seconds, you feel stupid. Obviously, nothing is going to happen. Suddenly, your phone vibrates. A news notification. You open it. Breaking. A prisoner just died of a heart attack in his cell. Name? Marcus Webb. Your heart stopped for a fraction of a second. You stare at the screen, then the notebook, then your hands. You just wrote his name, and now he's dead. Level 3. The realization. That night, you don't sleep. You read the rules again and again. Every sentence, every detail, every condition. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of the name, death will follow that cause. The death note will not take effect unless the writer knows the person's face when writing their name. Persons under 780 days old cannot be killed. You start to understand. This notebook isn't a joke. It isn't a prank. It's a weapon. The most powerful weapon in the world. With this notebook, you can kill anyone, anywhere, without any evidence, without any trace, without any risk. Absolute power. Level 4. The first justice. The next day, you decide to test another rule. You want to control the deaf. See if you can really decide everything. You find another criminal, a drug dealer, responsible for several overdoses among teenagers. His name has been on TV for a week. You read his name. Then you add, dies in a motorcycle accident. You wait. The next morning, the news reports an accident. A young dealer died on the highway. His motorcycle hit a truck. Instant death. It's exactly what you wrote. You stare at the notebook for a long time. This notebook doesn't just give death, it gives absolute control over death. Level 5. The Birth of Kira. Days pass. Weeks pass. You keep watching the news. You look for criminals, people who escape justice, and you write their names. A killer out on parole. A pedophile protected by connections. A gang leader controlling a neighborhood. A corrupt politician. A rapist acquitted for lack of evidence. One by one, they die. Always suddenly, always mysteriously. The world starts noticing something. Criminals are dying, but only criminals, never innocents. The media talks about a strange phenomenon. Social media explodes. Some think it's a government conspiracy. Others think it's a statistical coincidence. Then someone suggests a name. Kira, the god of justice, an invisible vigilante, someone who punishes where justice fails. Cults appear online. People start praying to Kira. Others fear him like a monster. And no one knows that Kira is you, sitting in your room, in front of your computer, with a simple black notebook. Level 6. The Shinigami. One night, you're at your desk. The death note is open in front of you. You're looking for the next name. Suddenly, a laugh. Behind you. A strange laugh, metallic, deep. You turn slowly, and you see something sitting on your closet. A creature, huge, skeletal, with glowing red eyes, gray, cracked skin, sharp teeth arranged in a monstrous smile, black wings folded behind its back. You freeze. You want to scream, but no sound comes out. The creature looks at you. Then it laughs again, and it speaks. Hey, I'm Ryuk, and this notebook is mine. Your brain tries to understand. Is this a dream? Is this a hallucination? Ryuk jumps off the closet. He floats slightly above the ground. He approaches you. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. Well, not now. He laughs again. Then he explains calmly. He's a Shinigami, a god of death. In the Shinigami realm, they own death notes. They use them to kill humans and extend their own lives. But Ryuk was bored for centuries. So he took his death note, he dropped it into the human world, just to see what would happen. And now he wants to watch. He's not your enemy, he's not your ally. He's just a spectator. Keep playing your game. It's entertaining. You're speechless. Hundreds of questions crowd your mind. But Ryuk raises a hand. Ah, I almost forgot. I like apples. You should buy some. Then he disappears into the shadows, only to reappear later whenever he feels like it. That night, you don't sleep either, but for completely different reasons. Level 7. The world changes. Months pass. Criminals keep dying all over the world, hundreds, then thousands. Crime rates drop. People are afraid to commit crimes because they think Kira is watching, that Kira will judge them. Some governments condemn Kira. They say he's a mass murderer. They hold press conferences. They promise to catch him. But millions of people think the opposite. For them, Kira is a savior, the only one brave enough to do what no one else would, the only one who made justice possible. Rallies take place. People wear masks with Kira's symbol. Children learn to pray to Kira before sleeping. You watch it all from your room. Images flash on your screen, the crowds, the speeches, the prayers, and a thought begins to grow in your mind. Maybe you're no longer just human. Maybe you really are the god of the new world. Ryuk, perched on the closet, crunches an apple and observes. Interesting. Humans love to create gods for themselves. You don't answer. You look out the window at the city stretching below, and you see every point of light as a life you could touch. Level 8. the detective. But not everyone believes in Kira. Somewhere in the world, a man decides to stop the invisible vigilante. A detective, a genius, a living legend. No one knows his real name. No one knows his face. They simply call him L. L is different from other investigators. He doesn't look for physical evidence. He looks for patterns, behaviors, psychological flaws. He builds a secret team. Watari, his personal assistant, Alina, a brilliant data analyst, Marcus, a hacker who can break into any system. Together, they analyze every Kira death, hundreds of files, thousands of data points, whole nights of thinking. And gradually, L starts to see. In his dimly lit headquarters, surrounded by screens, L speaks in a low voice. Kira kills criminals, so Kira has access to information about these criminals. So Kira is probably watching the same media we do. So Kira is probably at home, in front of a screen, like us. Alina takes notes. Marcus programs. Watari observes. The hunt begins. Level 9. The First Discoveries. One night you're watching TV. A special broadcast begins. A black screen. A dark silhouette. A modified voice. Kira, I know you're watching. I know you're human. And I will find you. It's L. He's speaking directly to you, in front of the whole world. You smile, because L doesn't understand. He's looking for a weapon, poison, an attack system, but he doesn't know the truth. You only need a pen and a name. Yet something bothers you. L said something interesting. I know you're human. Why is he so sure Kira isn't a god? At L's headquarters, he keeps analyzing. The first victims all come from the same region, then the following victims too. Kira started locally, so he lives in that region. He shows a map, an area circled in red, your country, your city. Deaths always happen at specific times, never between midnight and 6 in the morning, so Kira sleeps at night. He's a student or a worker with a regular schedule. Elena speaks. If we combine this data, Kira is probably a student living in this area with constant access to media. L nods. And most importantly, he needs to know the name and face of his victims. This single sentence will change the game. Level 10. The Trap. L devises a plan. A special broadcast airs worldwide. A fictional criminal is presented. A monster, responsible for dozens of murders. His name? Victor Blackwood. But there's a crucial detail. In each region of the world, the face shown is different. Africa, face A. Europe, face B. Asia, face C. America, face D. If Victor Blackwood dies, L will know exactly which region Kira lives in. You watch the broadcast. Victor Blackwood, a perfect criminal for Kira. Something feels strange. Why show this criminal now? Why with so many details? But the urge is too strong. You pick up the pen, you write, Victor Blackwood. 40 seconds pass. Alerts arrive. Victor Blackwood is dead. Heart attack. At L's headquarters, everyone turns to the screen. The map shows a blinking region. North America. Your country. L smiles. Welcome, Kira. But in his smile, there's something else. Respect and determination. Level 11. The Infiltration. Now L knows your region. Agents are sent to schools, posing as counselors. They show photos of criminals and watch reactions. In your class, a man shows images. You stay calm, expressionless. You react to nothing. But the room is filled with hidden cameras, microscopic lenses and light fixtures, smoke detectors, mirrors. Thermal sensors track body temperature. Microphones pick up heartbeats. In the control room, Elena monitors real-time data. Subject 17. No reaction. Heart rate stable. Temperature constant. No microexpressions. L observes. That's impossible. Even an innocent person would react. Either he's a sociopath or he's Kira. Level 12. The counter trap. But you've learned to observe since Ryuk appeared. You notice anomalies, strange reflections, microphones, looks that linger too long. You understand L is tracking you, so you prepare a plan. One night you write several names but schedule deaths over multiple days. Then you hide the notebook in a safe place. Then you stop writing for a week. At L's headquarters, chaos. Deaths continue but patterns disappear. Times change randomly. Elena is puzzled. L thinks, either Kira changed his habits or he's watching us, or he anticipated our methods and is playing with us. For the first time, L seems almost amused. Interesting, very interesting. Level 13. The confusion. The cat and mouse game intensifies. L realizes Kira is adapting, learning from his moves. At headquarters, the team struggles with inconsistent data. Marcus runs algorithms that yield no patterns. Elena throws up her hands in frustration. L remains calm, observing the chaos with a small smile. Kira is smarter than I thought. This is a worthy opponent. He turns to his team. We need to change strategy. Direct confrontation didn't work. Now we need to think like him. The battle of minds escalates. Level 14. The new trap. L announces a worldwide broadcast, a direct challenge. I will reveal my real name, but I'll hide it in a puzzle. 12 clues. Each reveals one letter of his real name. Each broadcast in a different city for only a few seconds. For the rest of the world, it's impossible to see, except for someone who records everything, frame by frame. If Kira wants my name, he'll have to reconstruct every clue, and when he writes my name, I'll know he's Kira. L turns to the camera. So, Kira, ready to play? Level 15. The reconstruction. In your room, you watch the broadcast. You immediately understand the trap. But you also see a flaw. You have video analysis software. You spend hours, whole nights, analyzing frame by frame. You enlarge, enhance, reconstruct. Letter after letter, the name slowly appears. L. Lawlet. L's real name. You smile. L thought no one could solve his puzzle, but you just did. Ryuk appears behind you. So, you gonna write it? You look at the name. Not yet. I need to meet him first. Level 16. The meeting. A few days later, a meeting is organized. L wants to meet the main suspects in person. Several young people are summoned, including you. The room is sober, dim lighting, a long table, and at the end, L, sitting in a strange position, bare feet on his chair, eating cake. He wears a simple white t-shirt. Next to him sits David, a brilliant student obsessed with Kira, arrested as the main suspect. Everyone thinks David is Kira, but you know it's a decoy. L's dark eyes scan everyone who enters. When they land on you, they pause a fraction of a second longer. You show nothing. Level 17. Total surveillance. What you don't know, this room is the most surveilled place on the planet. 12 cameras hidden in walls, directional microphones, thermal sensors, motion analyzers, and cameras focused on every suspect's hands. Because L knows, Kira must write to kill. L talks to David, who protests his innocence, but L's eyes aren't watching David, they're watching everyone's hands. While the scene unfolds, your hand rests in your pocket, not writing, thinking. You saw the micro cameras, you felt the stares, so you wait, listen, calculate. Level 18. The flaw. Suddenly, you notice something. L keeps checking his old analog watch, almost nervously. You understand. He's counting time. But that watch, its glass is slightly reflective. If you write on paper, cameras will see. If you take out a pen, sensors will detect. But if you write on your watch, the reflective glass can fool cameras. The angle of your hand can hide the writing. You have a tiny fragment of the Death Note in your pocket, always, for weeks, just in case. Your fingers find it. You slide it against your watch. Your other hand holds a miniature pen prepared for days. While L keeps talking to David, while everyone watches the fake suspect, your thumb writes on the tiny paper, L, Lolliot. Letter by letter, without moving, without trembling, without attracting attention. Ryuk, invisible, appears behind the pillar, eyes gleaming. Come on. Level 19. The final moments. L continues talking calmly to David, but in his head he's counting. 35 seconds, 30 seconds, 25 seconds. His eyes keep watching you. Only you. A calm look, almost peaceful. He knows. He knows you're writing his name. He knows he's going to die. But he made a decision, the only logical decision. If Kira's here writing his name, then the cameras are recording everything. The evidence will be irrefutable. Even dead, L will have won. He sacrifices his life to catch you. 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. L takes one last breath. He looks at the camera recording everything. Kira is in this room. The evidence is recorded. I win. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Suddenly, his hand touches his chest. His face changes. His eyes widen. Watari stands up. Agents rush. L falls from his chair. But before hitting the ground, his eyes find yours one last time. He whispers. No one hears, but you read his lips. I knew it. It was you. Then he collapses. Heart attack. Level 20. The game continues. Chaos explodes in the room. Watari tries resuscitation. Agents shout. Suspects are evacuated. No one pays attention to you. You leave calmly, without running, without panicking. Outside, night has fallen. City lights shine in the distance. You won. L is dead. Kira is alive. But as you walk through empty streets, a laugh echoes behind you. Ryuk sits on a lamppost eating an apple. His red eyes glow in the darkness. What a show. Really entertaining. You smile. I won, Ryuk. L is dead. Ryuk nods. Yes, you won against L. He bites his apple. Then he adds, but you forgot something. You frown. What? Ryuk pulls out the Death Note from under his cloak. Your Death Note, the one you hid. Humans always forget one rule. He opens it. When the story gets boring, the Shinami writes your name. He picks up a pen. He writes slowly. Your name. You want to run. You want to scream, but your legs won't respond. 40 seconds. You fall to your knees. The street spins. 30 seconds. Your hands tremble, turning pale. 20 seconds. You think of everything. The first name. The hundreds of names. L. The world that prayed to Kira. 10 seconds. You look up at Ryuk. He watches with that same smile, those red eyes. 5 seconds. He speaks one last time. Humans are really interesting. You are good entertainment. 3 seconds. You whisper, the game. 2 seconds. Continues. 1 second. Black. Conclusion. The epilogue. A few days later, media announced the mysterious death of a student. No one makes the connection. No one understands. But in L's archives, the evidence exists. The cameras filmed everything. Kira's face is known, but no one left can stop him. The world mourns L. The world mourns Kira. Both died the same night. But somewhere in the Shinami realm, Ryuk sits, already bored. He looks at the death note, the one that belonged to L, the one that belonged to you. He sighs. That was fun, but too short. Then he has an idea. He opens the notebook. He drops it, once again, towards Earth. The notebook falls through clouds, crosses the sky, and somewhere in a small alley on an old wooden bench, a black notebook lands. A student walks by. He stops. He looks around. No one. He picks up the notebook. He reads the cover. Death Note. He smiles. And far, far away, Ryuk laughs. The game continues. The end.